I'm Alexander Saragiani. It's 9:12 a.m., October 1st. Why would people let people frame me for terrorist? I exposed a global terrorist agenda that could potentially save the planet. I created ideas that could potentially cure, prevent, and detect cancer. I made a battery idea that could potentially make batteries that never have to be charged. I created various forms of alternative energy that carry great promise and will make alternative energy cheaper, amongst other things. Um, basically made an idea to where you may not even need to pay a power bill again or electricity bill again. I made ideas that could bring sight to the blind potentially, and even help restore the mind's eye to people with aphantasia. I created ideas that make the government buildings and businesses safer from hackers and terrorists, but also ideas that make the world safer from people who are implanted in these moment, like the EMP cage, a way to kill these implantable devices, amongst other ideas. I made a treatment for these implantable devices, or an idea for such involving lithotripsy. No, it's Gianni's not Bezos. Bezos is a liar. Whoever this Bezos guy is, whether it's real Bezos or some fake Bezos, he's a liar. I don't know which one they're talking about. I made the lithotripsy idea. Um, I'm the one who exposed this global terrorist agenda when no one else would, and this new age mind slavery when no one else would, and this threat to the globe and humanity when no one else would. While these other kids participated and stayed silent, a vast majority of them, and even implanted more people and aided these people in hand tying tactics and more. Not to mention, if I get justice, I'll be richer than every billionaire combined. Even the richest ones in the world combined, I'll be richer than, if money has to do something with it. I'm the one who helped analyze these people's technology and their threats with this implantation technology, their frame squad tactics, etc. I'm the one who wrote the methods of analysis 3 and the new one. I helped expose this implantation jazz, their new age court systems, their hustles by trying to take advantage of people with this novel tech and pulling the cover over people's eyes. I help people realize a lot of these people were confidence men and swindlers and trying to fast track things into the legal system and then try to take advantage of people and frame people with this technology, frame and murder innocent people. I'm the one who characterized those 120 steps in their global terrorist plot and agendas. I help people realize all these people's tactics for financial crimes, such as their multi-prong approach with implantation, eye output, cyber terrorists, and telecommunications terrorists that they use as an army and a team and as a unit. I made ideas that make the bank safer. I made ideas that make companies safer, the government buildings safer. I made ideas to enhance idea production and creation and bring people together for a common purpose and goal in order to improve the human condition with my ideas paths. I made ideas that could potentially provide jobs all over the world, such as borders, as well as my reconnaissance idea. I also made ideas that could, make illegal weapons manufacturing much, much harder. I also made an idea that could potentially bring a Harvard-like education for cheap to the masses. So who are these people letting these terrorists try to frame me for their crimes and want these terrorists in prison? If it's about implantation formula, I'm going to find a way to neutralize it so it becomes worthless, at least for criminals and terrorists and people with illegal agendas. Granted, it could be useful in other ways, but the way these guys are using it, they don't have humanity's agenda in mind. Let me put it that way. But so who is allowing these people to try to frame me and my family, who are good people, for these terrorist evildoers, crimes involved with ritualistic community sexual violence, rape-like violence, attempts of murder, conspiracy to murder, organized crime, RICO, and terrorism, who are threats to humanity with no respect for human life? Literally zero. I mean, they fired WMDs at autistic guys, knowing they're not evil or anything, for entertainment. And even if they were evil, they have no right to fire WMDs at citizens. If they're evil, they should have just went to prison. These people are evil. They think I'm their lab rat, their pet, their play toy, their little target for target practice. Who's not putting these monsters behind bars? And no one has the right to frame me or my innocent family, who are kind, loving people, for these monsters. And I also help people realize that these monsters sat around for 5 years and 7 months manufacturing nonsense trying to frame innocent people. And they would do that to others. I also expose these various people's tactics for covert slander and perception manufacturing and other little tactics they utilize. So, yeah, these people have no right to frame me for them and their children's crimes. They wanted to be terrorists, criminals, and thugs and try to murder me for my own ideas, money, and property. They need to go to prison where they belong. This is disgusting now. But yeah, no one has the right to frame an innocent man in America because you want his property, ideas, or thoughts. Some of these kids disseminated COVID, murdered children, mothers, fathers, grandmothers. COVID, come on. They almost wiped out the population of the globe, or could have. A lot of these kids are manufacturing weapons and technology in an unregulated fashion. I'm exposing this while these kids are keeping it covert. That's the type of thing you bring to the government's attention. And I've been saying this for a while and writing to ethics committees, all sorts of people. Yeah, I wrote to the U.S. Government of Ethics. I was the first to write to the United Nations about all of this. And I didn't even know what the hell was going on. I just had telepathy and had weird tidbits of information. Never even seen this. Just was hearing stuff and had to analyze it and put it together and report. And don't use your frame squad tactics. They're doing weak in the knees right now. Yeah, they got all these weird tactics that throw at people's true systems that I've been exposing as well. That's how they take advantage of people who rely on this novel tech but don't fully understand it and don't know the errors in instrumentation, nor have proper analytical skills to analyze how their system could be manipulated, which is scary. But yeah, this is some key information, key food for thought to ponder. I have other contributions as well that I haven't even thought of yet, but regardless of that, I demand full compensation for the crimes committed and property stolen. These people were stealing. They hired terrorists to steal. I'm owed full compensation for the crimes committed and property stolen. I'm owed every link in every chain. Or I'm owed what a lawyer, a real lawyer, who specializes in this would assess as my damages from crimes to IP theft. And IP theft's not just the idea, it's the worth of the idea and the potential that could have been made off of the ideas. So that's what I'm owed. Nothing more, nothing less. I just want what any man would want and what any American would want. Whatever they're owed. Nothing more, nothing less. How can you argue with that? What would you want? You'd want what you're owed. Nothing more, nothing less. No, that's all I want.